Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures, and hopefully everybody's doing well today. Hello, hello, hello. Stay tuned. This video is going to be talking about Tampo. Today we're going to talk about Tampo and what it's about. What is Tampo? Tampo is something when you're here in this culture is when somebody does not get what they want, and or they're angry at you, and or something else happened in their life that they're not happy about. Could be a family member, could be someone sick, could be someone in the hospital. Something that they just really just want to discuss. Something that people don't realize here in the Philippines is Filipino, the culture itself, male and female. And I've discussed this with many. I just had this discussion with my doctor the other day, and he said, you're exactly right. Filipino, it is a weakness to show expression on feelings, male and female. And you know something? He's exactly right. What it is there. If you show weakness, for example, that you want to tell your personal feelings about something, could be relationship, could be just about anything, family or things that are bugging you. A lot of times, Filipino will hold it in, male and female. They'll hold it in. They'll hold it in until they don't necessarily talk about things like what we do in the States. We got something bothering us, man. We're going to tell you straight out. I don't mind telling like, hey, listen, I got a problem with this. And that's who we are, I will tell someone the same thing here, but I have to be very careful on how I handle that. Very careful, because if you don't handle that properly, and you don't handle talking properly here in the Philippines, and emotionally, if you don't handle it to where don't talk down to anybody here, you're okay. But if you talk down to someone and cause a problem, which has happened to a couple of people that I know of, and they talk down, you have to be ready for the consequences. Do not emotionally break someone down. Don't emotionally talk to someone, down to someone, emotionally try to break them in a way. Because us foreigners, not just American, Australians do it. I have a friend of mine, man. He lives over in CDO. He tells it straight as it is. And I'm surprised that everything is fine and dandy with him still to this day. He says some incidents where people brought cases against him because of his strong tongue. You have to watch your tongue. And in a lot of cases, too, Filipino will watch their tongue also. They will hold back what they want to say, and they'll just leave and save face. And that's, I guess, really, that's an important trait. It's a great trait to have. But sometimes what happens is when they hold it back like that, they feel that feeling that is not good for them. They hold all those feelings back, and then somewhere along the lines, they're going to tell it like it is, and they will explode in time. A female, for example, will not talk to her husband for a day, week, month. There's a lot of foreigners who will tell me, hey, it's happy time for me. They don't want to talk to me. That's great because I get to have some time to myself. But really overall is, what's that do to your relationship? I said, well, she'll always be back to me because I'm the money guy, and she'll always do that. Well, in some cases, that's really not a good thing either, because if she's dependent upon you on the money, and which is understandable, then until you think you have hold over, you may not have as much hold as you think you do, because a lot of times, if that situation, they'll find someone else and keep you on the string. And the same thing goes with you in that instance too. If she does that to you, then you'll do the same. Because what happens is everybody's wanting the same thing. Everybody wants the same attention. Everybody wants the same feeling that either they're getting or not getting. And if they don't get it, they'll find it somewhere else. And don't think people will not get it from somewhere else. They will. And get that good and fantastic feeling, that fine feeling that they want. Americans sometimes, foreigners sometimes will overpower their Filipina and or people. Here's an example today. I was at a restaurant today talking to a couple of Americans. And I don't do a lot of videos with Americans and a lot of people is because a lot of times they feel uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. And a lot of people want to be famous, right? Well, the people around me and the people who are here don't want to be famous in their mind. They don't want to talk about it, and they're not going to tell their problems online. They said, why in the world would I want to tell all my problems online, let everybody look at me and make fun of me and laugh at me later on? I'm not doing that. So in some instances where we're talking about the same thing, emotional things that's happened to them, things that they've done and they regretted doing. One guy ended up losing his Filipina. They're married still, but he lost her, meaning that because of his tongue in life, and told her straight. But the thing of it is, he emotionally hurt her and made her lose face. And you have to be careful with that. Losing face means something that you're talking down to them or make them look bad in front of other people. And if you make them look bad in front of other people, for example, someone talking to you and you're talking to them and you're in a group of people around and said, listen, I'm talking to you. Are you not listening to me? And the person said, I'm listening to you. No, you're not listening to me because no. And you're making that person lose face in front of the other people. And they will not like that. Who does? I don't like it either. Nobody likes that. But I want to tell you, Tampo is something that you got to handle with kid gloves. Males can have it, females can have it. Don't think it's just female oriented. It is a male and female both. A man will get Tampo just as quick as a lady will. There is no doubt in my mind. I've seen many people get mad at me on something that I thought it was trivial, but it was very important to them. And a couple of people that was actually working on my fence, I'm getting on the guy, I said, that's crooked as heck, can you straighten that up a little bit? And I did not, my approach was wrong. In America, you say, hey dude, that's a little crooked, straighten that up a little bit, and you can't necessarily say that. Here you have to add a little, joke into it, say, listen, it's a little bit leaning to one side, can you fix that for me? And if you can fix that for me, I'd appreciate it because it really will save a lot of trouble down the road for you and explain it. Well, some people just don't have that about them. They get that, straightforward attitude, and you have to leave that in the United States. You can't bring any of that here. If you do, you'll regret it in the long run. Believe me. Tampo is something that you need to handle with kid gloves, and really take it seriously. If someone has Tampo against you, or you have Tampo against them, talk it out, figure it out. Because if you don't figure it out, somebody will hold a grudge a long time for you, for a long time. I said a saying one time, a long time ago, and I've said this in the videos before, but I have a lot of new vloggers. My new age is now 30 to 35 years old. People watching my channel. Thank you so much for watching. New thing is, I said, okay, see you later, alligator. It's a joke. After a while, crocodile is usually the answer. And I've told them that many times. But one time I said that to her sister, and they thought that she thought I was calling her alligator. And, after a week or two, I said, are you mad at me? You don't talk to me anymore, you're mad at me. And she, won't talk to feelings. It took me forever to figure out. I had to get a cousin, one of the children, to find out why she's mad at me. And the cousin finally told me she thought you were calling her alligator. I said, no. So I went and explained to her in detail. She goes, oh, I thought you meant I was an alligator. I said, oh my goodness. So I said, no, not at all. You have to take it this way. You have to take it that way. So some of the sarcastic voice and things that we have, you cannot bring here because it causes them to have the Tampo. So I'm just saying out loud to everybody that's coming here, just careful on the Tampo, careful on things, careful on words. As I stated, I was at the restaurant today and I was teasing one of the workers. I have a bad problem sometimes with names. I always have all my life. And I have to really associate Dale Carnegie, with something in my life. So the guy's name is Christopher, and I always thought his name's Fernando. So I kept calling Fernando. He's not answering me. And I said, Fernando. And he's looking at me. He says, my name is Christopher. You keep calling me Fernando. And I said, I owe you an apology. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. But I said, I am so sorry for doing that. I said, it's something that you remind me of a Fernando, a guy that I used to know. I said, you look like Fernando to me. But I said, I'm terribly sorry. I owe you the biggest apology that I can actually say. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Well, he got Tampo. He got mad at me. And understandably so. I mean, I don't want to be called Fred or Joe or, whatever. Or jerk's okay. I'm used to that. But no, really. You don't want to be called something that like that you're not. His name is Christopher. So, and I had a son, Chris. So it's easy for me now to remember his name. Why I keep calling him Fernando, I have no idea. He does remind me of someone in my past, Fernando. Great guy, great worker, great employee. They're lucky to have him there at that place. Him and our managed 6 tables today with multiple people at them and bombarding them with drinks and shakes and coffees and milk teas and all these foods and all these things, and they handle all that work there properly. They're just busy today at the restaurant. So I want to thank everybody for always watching my videos, and I thought I'd just do this video about Tampo. Really hit me today. A lot of people have Tampo. God bless everybody. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.